Hey, Derek here, and today what I'm going to be doing is doing a quick overview of Allfeat, which is a blockchain solution specifically constructed for the music industry. I think this is a very, very strong showing in terms of technology to build upon for the music industry to revolutionize it, not only for the music industry, but possibly for the creator economy overall. So this could apply to anything really intellectual property wise in terms of like movies, books, etc. However, Allfeat for now is just focused on music and the music industry and the needs of the music industry. So what is it? If you go to allfeat.com, that's ALLFEAT.com. This is a team that's based out of France, and I think they've done a really, really excellent job with a very simple, elegant, and powerful solution. And so what they're doing is, if you go to the homepage, it's Allfeat is the next generation Ethereum virtual machine layer one blockchain designed for the music industry, onboarding all music stakeholders in the Web3 revolution. So what does that mean? That basically means that Allfeat is a top level blockchain. So think of it equivalent to a Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, but it's customized specifically for the needs of the music industry. However, the coolest thing about it is that it's Ethereum compatible. So if you're a developer for Ethereum today, Ethereum apps or smart contracts, how you develop for Allfeat is exactly how you develop for Ethereum. So all the tooling and technology stack is the same. It's just now a separate layer one blockchain, so a top level blockchain. And so they've just recently released their developer documentation. So you can take a look at this by just clicking the Start Building button here. They've got lots of great information about, again, the technology stack and some of the rationale behind their choices. They've done a really good job with just the clarity of the documentation as well. And they're using Rust for the programming language and Substrate for the framework. And then they're also using Solidity, which is exactly the same way you develop smart contracts for Ethereum overall. And so take a look at this. I'm trying to see if there's some code samples yet or a basic kind of blockchain browser. For example, I would love to register an artist and register, say, an album release, and then be able to do that through a set of web pages. And so I think they're working on some of this. For right now, they've just got essentially the API and blockchain working. And so you can set up what they call a node, and then you can also run what they call a validator node. That documentation is here as well. With the blockchain, they've outlined what they call essentially MIDS, and that stands for Music Industry Decentralized Data Structures. So they tried to boil down the essential parts of what the music industry needs. So we need artist profiles, we need music releases, we need the ability to verify copyrights, and we need governance. One thing that I should mention that they've built in here with governance is they've tied it to essentially a decentralized autonomous organization, aka a DAO, what we call a DAO in the crypto world. And that is the thing that will dictate the governance of the blockchain. And this is actually a really, really fantastic feature of Allfeat. For example, if you register an artist name, like just an artist, and somebody tries to impersonate you, that means that the community can vote to have a certain artist profile taken down if it's fraudulent or impersonating somebody. So that's really, really nice to have a governance aspect to this. And so the community essentially monitors and enforces the quality of the blockchain, which is really, really fantastic. So here's one example that they give on their website. about what an artist profile would look like, because it would have essentially an artist ID, a description of that artist. The main type is essentially the artist name, when they registered, and then assets. So this would be all the artist's album releases, music videos, artwork, really anything that could be minted as an NFT. And so that those links essentially would just be registered on the blockchain. They're not actually stored as part of the blockchain. These are just links to NFTs in other places. Then you have extra types. So this would be potentially other monikers or artist names as well. Then you have the genres that the artist participates in. And then there's probably some sort of extensible data as well. And okay, so then we also have the ability to build applications on top of this blockchain. So just like Ethereum, this was the big advantage that Ethereum had over Bitcoin, was the ability to develop applications that could programmatically leverage the blockchain. And so this could lead to all kinds of interesting things for the music industry, such as ticketing, merchandising, crowdfunding, different experiences, virtual experiences, master classes, gaming, streaming, etc. So they've got that all kind of listed here on the website. So smart contracts really are the really coolest feature, I think, of how blockchains can help the music industry overall, because a lot of the complexity of compensating artists, it comes from being able to do splits of different copyrights. So we know in the music industry, you have a copyright for a song, you have a copyright for the recording. The entities that are collecting revenue for those different copyrights are different parties. And then there can be different stakeholders essentially for each of those copyrights. And so this is exactly what smart contracts were made for. And so whether it's a stream or a download or a view of a music video or something like that, then that revenue that's recognized at the time of that event would trigger the execution of a smart contract. And then the smart contract divvies up the revenue according to its rules. And then deposits are made in real time or near real time into the stakeholders' wallets. And so this is revolutionary, because instead of waiting 4 months for a streaming service to get back to your digital distributor, and once you request the money from your distributor, it may take 2 weeks for them to clear the transaction. Instead, you would be getting micropayments as an artist every single day, all throughout the day, every day, 24/7, 365, all days of the year, for the rest of your life and beyond. And so this is very, very amazing. What I'm going to be doing is kind of looking at maybe code samples, or maybe even trying to build something basic from this. Again, if we go to their development documentation here, they don't have any code samples yet. However, like I said, they have a very complete explanation of the blockchain, and they do have this working. And you can install a local node for doing development, and you can set up a validator node if you'd like to support the blockchain overall. And so what I'd like to see is that if hopefully they'll come out soon with a basic blockchain browser and maybe a code sample along with that, that would be amazing. And so I'm very excited about Allfeat. This is a really, really great start. And of course, there's going to have to be different entities within the music industry that are going to adopt Allfeat. So that's why I'm kind of trying to advocate for these companies like Allfeat, or I had mentioned I did a previous review of Core Protocol. There's other ones as well. And so whether it's going to be digital distributors or streaming services or video viewing services, et cetera, ticketing services, et cetera, they all need to start to adopt these blockchain solutions that could solve a lot of problems and validation problems and identity problems for artists, and then also solve the payment velocity and payment clearing problem, and reduce the amount of time for which transactions are cleared. So once that starts happening, then the music industry will really be optimized for the future, especially in the face of AI. So we have so many entities out there making these generative AI music platforms. We don't know how these AI platforms were trained and on whose music. And those AI generative engines or models, AI models, should be compensating artists on whose music that they were trained on. And that is not happening today. So Allfeat is a great solution for AI, generative AI companies to use to start to compensate artists. And this would also lessen the lawsuits that are going to be, well, are already happening for generative AI. And so this is a great way to avoid lawsuits if you're a generative AI company. All right, so this is a quick overview. Again, if you really want to geek out, please go visit their developer documentation. You can go to docs.allfeat.com, or you just go to allfeat.com. You can also join their Discord, and so I highly recommend that, and would love to see you there. So, okay, that's it for today, and hopefully I'll do another breakdown of this with maybe some code samples later, or at least maybe showing how to run a validator node. And so stay tuned on that. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.